emotions of this one?
It's playoff hockey, two good teams battling hard. Just a hell of a job sticking with it, staying through the ebbs and flows tonight. I don't think it was our best game, but we found a way. Sammy was real strong. I thought our back end battled and competed so hard, especially around our net. And great to see Mo get a huge one for us. So obviously puts us in a good spot here. We saw how difficult it was today, so enjoy it for now and gear up and understand the challenge comes with Game 4.
What can you say about Ryan O'Reilly? This is why you guys got him this time of year.
Yeah, I think it's pretty evident the impact on the game that he has and the complete player that he is. So, just gets it done. That's what he does. So, leader for us and huge night for him as well.
What do you think about Auston dropping the gloves and getting into a fight?
Well, I don't think he was meaning to. That was interesting. Obviously they didn't even think it wasn't even a penalty on Mo, and then all of a sudden, a bunch of stuff's going on and whatnot. So then three of our guys that typically play on the power play aren't on the power play because they get dragged into the box from all that stuff. So it is what it is. But Poppy's going to stand his ground. He's strong dude, and he's going to fight for every inch out there. So great job by him and by the group by just staying composed through it all and keep playing and fighting through it and finding our way.
What was the key to surviving that second period, John?
What's that?
The second period was pretty one-sided in their favor. What was the key to sort of surviving that?
Just doing everything you can to check and defend. Bend don't break, so to speak. So. And obviously, Sammy's the key to that. When your netminder is doing what he's doing, as he has for us all year long, and the rest of the group just continue to battle and compete, and just stay with it and keep it within striking distance. Regroup here for the third. We did a good job there. It's going to happen at times, and no doubt weather the storm well.
What about Samsonov overall? Just big saves in overtime as well.
Yeah, he was phenomenal all night. We didn't really be able to sustain momentum and connect as many shifts together as we wanted to and get our game going like we can. But just staying with it, and he's the backbone. So, hell of a night, and obviously gave us a great opportunity to come back.
What does this mean for Morgan? He had a great game too. He plays hero tonight, longest tenured league. Can you imagine what this couple days have been like for him?
Yeah, he's just a leader for us. He just competes each and every day. There's no change, I think, in his approach, his personality, his mood, no matter how things are going. Whether with himself or with the team, he just continues to be humble, hardworking, very driven, and give it everything he's got.
Morgan, what was that moment like, scoring an OT winner in the playoffs?
Yeah, feels good, just to get the win ultimately. That's truly the first thing you think about. It's obviously late in the overtime period, and it's nice to close it out.
Ryan, kind of the same question for you to get the goal to force the overtime.
Yeah, obviously it's a great feeling. It wasn't the best game by us. But we stuck with it right to the end, and obviously get a good bounce there to tie it up, send it to OT, and give ourselves a chance. So it's a great feeling to obviously be part of that. But I think we did a great job just sticking with it the entire time.
Morgan, just how did you see the situation, or the sequence with point play out and all the craziness in that third?
Yeah, I don't think I'll go into it too much. I thought the play was clean. Obviously, he goes in hard, and I understand, his teammates being frustrated by that. But, I thought the play was all right. And then obviously there's a scrum afterwards, which is just, natural. And that's about it.
Morgan, just talk a little bit about Ryan beside you and how, scores a tying goal, lays out to the block a shot with 2 seconds left in the period.
Yeah.
Sets up the winning goal. Just the calmness and composure he's brought to the team.
Yeah, that's just kind of how he rolls. Playing against him and now playing with him, you can tell that he really likes, those moments and those challenges, and he seems to really enjoy them. He's not fazed by the pressure or anything like that when we're down or late in games, and to add a guy like that is great. And if you watch him over the course of a game or a couple games, you really appreciate the way that he plays, and doing all the little things, winning face-off, blocking shots, being in the right spots defensively, and obviously that was on display tonight. So we're very fortunate that he came to play, and big goal at the end, big block. Won the face-off in overtime. So his name's all over this game.
Ryan, with all the pressure Tampa brought through the night, I'm wondering what you think the biggest key was for you guys to be able to survive it all.
Well, I think Sammy was the biggest thing, especially too getting out of that second period. Only down one was a huge thing. Obviously they dominated us. They had some great chances. Sammy came up big and kind of sitting in between the second and third there. It's just okay. Let's go at them, give ourselves a chance, and we did a good job keeping them to the outside a bit at times, especially with how well they handled the puck in the O-zone. But yeah, it wasn't our best by any means, but like I said, everyone just kept working, sticking with it, and that's a big one for us.
Our coach is down to 3 more questions. Pierre, Marty, Josh. Pierre.
Okay, question for Ryan. Ryan, before you guys pulled the goalie, I think they had you guys limited to 19 shots on goal. From your viewpoint, what were they doing? What were their adjustments that made life a little harder tonight on your offense?
I think obviously they came at us with a ton of speed and just their possession in the O-zone. We were in the D-zone a lot, and it's tough obviously to get the momentum back. And yeah, they hemmed us in a bunch, but offensively, our forechecking wasn't the way we wanted it to be tonight. At times we didn't get the pressure that we needed to, and get the second, third man in like we normally do. And it's tough to generate if we're not doing that. So, some adjustments we got to make. We have to be better in obviously a lot of areas, but the forecheck's got to be one.
Morgan, amidst all the bad blood in the second period, that sequence, why do you think this team was able to stay in the game and stay even keel?
Yeah, I think it was a good chance for our group just to keep our focus. That stuff's going to happen over the course of a playoff series, and like I said, that that's happened in the past, and it's bound to happen again. So for us, it's important just to keep our focus, not get carried away with that stuff. That's not how we play. We're going to play hard. We're going to stick up for one another. We're going to get in there when we need to. But ultimately, I thought our guys did a good job of taking the power play, going out there, being ready, trying to tilt the ice again in our favor, and. Yeah, we just kind of move on. We're going to play hard. We're going to do what we can here to play our style of hockey. And when that stuff, happens, that's a non-issue for our group. But I thought that was a good example of our guys, not being fazed by anything and just keeping our focus, going out there and playing.
Last question, Marty.
Morgan, after 2 kind of really crazy games, 1 and 2, was this more what you were anticipating?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look back at last year, games 1, 2, and I think 3, if I'm not mistaken, were kind of closer to those lopsided wins. And these tight games, overtime games is kind of what you expect with playoff hockey, and what we're prepared to go into. And that's what we expect. In the morning when we talk about the game, talk about our structure, we expect it to be very competitive, very close the whole game. So that's what we're prepared for. When it gets lopsided like that, I think that's unique circumstances. I don't think there's going to be a lot of that moving forward. I think it's going to be tight check and close and very competitive.
Just sticking with it, obviously, some big time saves from Sammy. Just had to defend a lot throughout the game, and they obviously came with a lot of pressure here, and just try to defend as much as we could, and obviously would like to have some more O-zone time, but they definitely applied a lot of pressure, and we just hung in there.
How would you describe the feeling when you see the Oregon shot go in?
It's tough to really describe. Just pretty excited, I'd say. Obviously it's a grind of a game. Ups and downs. Tied one late, and then obviously the end of overtime. So we'll take that any day.
Auston, this is the time of year where Ryan O'Reilly is shown. He elevates his game. Can you talk a little bit about the tying goal, blocking a shot with 2 seconds left in regulation, and then 3-point night helping to set up the last goal?
Yeah, he's just so solid all over the ice. Defensively, offensively, he's just so solid. That's how I would describe him. He's got such a good stick. He has a great brain out there, and he's just a guy that makes you earn it. When you're going up against him, and obviously he had a big night for us tonight.
You see the sequence with the Morgan's hit, and then you drop above this chaotic situation.
Yeah, it just all happens kind of quick, right? So. You understand that sometimes there's a time and place for that. So you gotta, just stick up for yourself, and the play happened so quick. So, yeah.
What was it? Have you ever been in a fight at any level, Auston?
Not in the NHL, but a fair share of practice scuffles and stuff like that, but not really.
Was it tough to be we were in the box for almost 9 minutes. You guys are down a goal. Like, how tough was that as the clock was ticking away?
I mean, yeah, obviously when you want to be out there, I mean, their two best players are in the box as well. So, I thought once, we did get out, obviously, felt pretty fresh. So, felt like me and Factor kind of keep rolling there and get out there a little bit more as the game winded down. And, he's obviously, benefited from that and scored the tying goal.
Pull this one out.
I think we just stuck with it. That second period wasn't our best, but we were able to kind of hang in there and, going into the third, being down 1. And, it took a team effort to dig in, and that big goal late by Ori and, just gave us some momentum in the overtime.
How would you describe the emotions when Morgan shot goes in?
Oh, it was just, everyone just so excited. It was a hard-fought game. Could have went either way, and just, we got the outcome we wanted, and it was a great feeling.
You've seen Ryan up close and personal more than we have. Are you surprised what he's able to do in this particular game?
No. He's won a Stanley Cup, Conn Smythe. This is his time, and he showed it out there tonight.
Were your goaltender really kept you guys in the second period and then also overtime?
Yeah, Sammy was unbelievable, making saves, it was crazy, keeping us in it all night, and he deserved that win.
What do you make about the team navigated through the craziness after Morgan's hit on point, and there's fight? Auston has to fight, and he's in the box, and Brian's in the box forever. Like, what do you make of how the group navigated?
I think it was good for us to stick up for each other, and that's how you go far in playoffs. You stick together as a team, and you don't want to get pushed around, and we were able to battle back there and get that late goal.
What's Ryan like during these games? Obviously, he's got the reputation of being this clutch guy, more points per game in the playoffs than the regular season. What do you sense from him in a game like this?
He's calm. He's talking a lot. He's saying all the right things, and he's a Stanley Cup champion for a reason. And and he knows what it takes to win.
What have you learned about Morgan Rielly?
He's a competitor. Sticks with it, and he gets the game winner for us, and it was huge.
From your perspective, how did the team pull this game out?
I thought we pulled it out because we stayed with it. We certainly bent here tonight. We didn't break. Listen, Tampa Bay Lightning played an incredible hockey game. They were really, really good tonight. I don't think we played poorly. I thought the Tampa Bay Lightning played incredibly well. Yet I thought that our team stayed with it, and like I said, didn't break. Certainly at times, we had to rely on Sammy tonight, especially in that overtime. He was outstanding. But territorially, it was all Tampa. It was very much in their favor. But because we defended well and we played really hard, they didn't get a whole lot to our net. I mean, the territorial advantage is far more significant than the scoring chances were. Didn't allow us to really get our game going. We couldn't sustain much. But credit to our guys, because Tampa gave us absolutely everything that they had here tonight, and our guys stayed with it. And we get a clutch goal to get us to overtime, and then, I mean, you're right there. So I really liked how our guys stayed with it. You look over the last number of years, we've lost this game a lot of times. Today, our guys stayed with it and made sure we got the win.
Just your thoughts on Austin's night. His goal was a pretty good goal, the way he won possession of the puck. He gets into a fight tonight. Just what he thought of his all-around game, and even the fact that he was in the box for so long with there's no whistle. What were you thinking there?
Yeah. Never good not to have him, for any period of time. It was a great goal for sure. Love the goal. Love he's in that spot, gets a stick on it, and the effort to make it happen. In terms of the fight and all of that, I mean, I look at that whole sequence. First of all, I love how he stood up for himself. Again, just another example of our guys standing in there. But the fight itself, I mean, it's a classic example of a veteran championship team like Tampa Bay manipulating the officials and taking advantage of a situation, right? I mean, they know we're basically already going on the power play because of the Kucherov situation, so it's a free-for-all. They can do whatever they want, and they just know the way the games get called, they're not going to get another penalty. I mean, you watch that sequence back. I mean, to say that we shouldn't be on a 5-on-3 is, I mean, the official is literally holding Steven Stamkos with one arm and his other hand with no glove on is punching Auston Matthews. Not the red linesman, the referee who calls the penalties was holding Stamkos while this was happening, and it's 5-5 instead of us getting another penalty there. So credit to Tampa for recognizing that situation. It's a free pass to do what you want, and not only do they get out of it unscathed, but they take Matthews and O'Reilly with them to the box. Brilliant play by the Lightning there in manipulating that situation.
What can you say about you guys got Ryan O'Reilly for this time of year? What can you say about his performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say other than how you phrased it in the question. We get him for these moments. Scores such a clutch goal for us at a key time, but he was solid defensively today. He's talking through it, even though, again, territorially, we're getting it taken to us pretty good tonight. But, he's talking through it, keeping the guys upbeat, keeping us positive. That's so important. Like this is I mean, obviously every win in the playoffs is important. But this is an important one, for us to come through a game like that where we're on the road and the home team is carrying play. They're giving us everything that they have, but our guys stuck with it. Sometimes it was the defending. Sometimes it's a block shot. Sometimes it's a box out. Sometimes they get to the goalie, and Sammy was great, but our guys stuck with it, and to that end, we deserve the win as much as they do, because of that, all those things. I think, where did we sit here tonight? I think we had 63 hits in the game tonight. Like our guys were competing hard. Like I said, Tampa Bay was better than us in a lot of areas tonight, but our guys stuck right there, and credit to them to find a way to get the win. That's what it's about this time of year.
We'll do 3 more questions. Size, Pierre, and Josh.
Yeah, Sheldon, just to elaborate a little bit more, but the way that Samsonov, the one goal was a bit shaky, but the way, especially in the second period, he rebounded. There were, I counted 3 or 4 where guys were in alone on him, and just how he came through for you guys.
Yeah, huge. So, along the way, you need that. It's just the reality of it. We're playing in a team here, Tampa Bay Lightning. They've won a lot, and they are who they are for lots of different reasons. But part of that is their goaltender has performances like Sammy had tonight. You need part of that. So that's another thing that comes through here tonight on the road. Like I said, at times we definitely needed our goaltender to bail us out, and it was great for him. He should feel really proud of his effort tonight.
Pierre.
Sheldon, I think you guys were limited to 19 shots before you pulled the goalie and tied the game. What did you see that they were doing differently, if at all, tonight? But also, maybe comment on your team still sticking with it, as opposed to maybe in the past that would have frustrated some of your players, but it didn't tonight.
Yeah, well, what they were doing and really was their pressure on the puck was presenting real problems for us. We didn't have a lot of space or time to be able to make plays, and they ended up getting us in a half-ice game, which they do extremely well. We knew coming into the series, like they're second in the NHL at time spent in the offensive zone. So, there's a lot of comments about their season and all these kind of things, but they through the regular season were elite at a number of things, and one of them is time spent in the offensive zone. That's because of how they play. Puck pressure, half-ice game, quick-ups, and they got us in that trap tonight, and we really couldn't get through that consistently. So that was part of it, and then because they got you on your heels there, then it's hard to get on your toes and establish your own game. Yeah, so that's what they did really, really well tonight. But yeah, the not getting frustrated part, it's critical. We talked about it after the second period, we're, territorially, the game is absolutely in Tampa's favor, no doubt, but we're one shot away. And we're standing right there, and that team was giving us everything that they had, You know, Tampa was giving us everything that they had, yet we're still right there. So lots of reasons to remain confident and go out and compete and stay strong and not let them get the next one. And that's what our guys did. And like I said, you know, it was a combination of Willie getting the puck to the net and then O'Reilly being in the right spot and making good on it. So I think all of that stuff coming together is a big moment for our team.
How is Ilya feeling right now?
I think he's probably tired, like everybody else. But I think he's I mean, I didn't talk to him much other than to congratulate him and thank him for his effort here tonight. But I can't help but think the guy would be really proud of his effort. You know, if you look at how things went in Game 1, and he built some positivity in Game 2, and then he's really pushed hard here tonight on the road against a very good team that is not an easy team to play goal against because of how they move the puck and the motion and the activity that they have and the skill level and the quality of shooters. But he stood his ground. He had his best hockey when it was most critical, where we just could not afford to give up the next goal, whether that's the back half of the second period, the third period, and of course, obviously, the overtime. He was great.